Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Richard. Don't forget to subscribe. Stop freeloading. It costs nothing to subscribe to the channel. Lots more content. I'm here in my DACIA Spring 65, an electric car, fully electric, and this is now saving the day on the understanding that the price of a litre in the UK is really baselining itself from now till the future at £1.90 a litre. Now, let me just double check. I don't want to give you any crap information. It is Sunday the 12th of April and it is 5 p.m. Only a few hours ago, statements were released about the Straits of Hormuz and all that good stuff, and that it's not going well. So that's why I'm saying that the new baseline for the price of diesel is £1.90. And I foresee that being for a long, long time. I hope I am wrong, but I very much doubt it, because the activities that are going off down there between America, Israel, Iran, Pakistan, other countries, this is now turning into a stock market war, and stocks are going up and down and up and down based on whatever's been deployed and written on Donald Trump's Truth social media, and it's amazing how much insider knowledge is available. 15 minutes prior to his announcements, people are buying or people are selling massive amounts, and then his announcement comes out and people are being made much more richer. Wow, that's a statement. So the whole escapade has changed significantly. Today, 5 p.m. What date is it? I've told you the day. The peace talks and the plans have collapsed. Therefore, I foresee £1.90 for a diesel litre continuing. The point here is, yesterday I had to do a thereabouts 90-mile round trip from my home in Eccleshall to southeast, or west. No, actually, it's the east of Birmingham, not southeast. It's to the east of Birmingham and back home. So about 90 miles. Now, you probably know, unless you're brand new, you probably know that I charge this EV, the DACIA Spring 65. I charge it via a granny charger, and I pay 26 pence per unit. Now, I know a lot of people are going to come back and say, why don't you have an octopus charger on there at 9 pence a minute? It doesn't work for me. It really doesn't work for me. There are good reasons, and we'll go into that in a future one. So it's just not worth it spending £900 and then getting 9 pence, because we don't use this car too much to justify all those multiples of 9 pence. So the break-even point would be something like 5 years in the future, and we're probably not going to be here in 5 years. So that's that bit out of the way. So to go down in what would have been the Mercedes diesel would have cost us at £1.90 a litre, based on an average of about 45 miles per gallon, which is generous. Yeah, which is generous. Yeah, it would probably, because of the driving I was doing, it would have probably been less than that, 45 miles per gallon. So I'm being on the liberal side. Is it liberal? Yeah, I think so. Let's turn that crap off. So to get there and back at £1.90 a litre would have cost approximately £17.30, which, to be fair, is much cheaper than going on a train. Okay. Yeah, it's much cheaper than going on a train. However, by using this Dacia Spring that averages out about 5 kilowatts, 5 miles per kilowatt hour, it usually does more than that, but it's still very cold in April in the UK. It's still cold. And that it used 80% of the battery to do that 90 miles, yes. To recharge 80%, which works out at about 22 kilowatt hours to charge it. That works out at about, with a unit price of 26 pence, that works out about £5.20. Correct me if I'm wrong. So £5.20 versus £17.30. What do you think? What do you think to that? Let's take a left here. So it's a pure winner. Yes, it's a pure winner to take on this Dacia Spring. So, you know, we've currently, like I said, we've currently got £1.90 a litre for diesel, £1.50, £1.55. Sorry, yeah, £1.50, £1.55 for a litre of petrol. The numbers are really pushing up the EV world. If I did have Octopus Energy at 9 pence a mile, that journey of 90 miles in this car that does 5 miles per kilowatt hour, not 3 or 2.5, yeah, but 5. If it had been on 9 pence a minute, a kilowatt hour, then calculate it out yourself. It's nearly, well, it's a third of £5.20, so that's £1.80 as a rough guide. £1.80 to do a 90-mile journey. Of course, I don't have Octopus, so I pay 26 pence per unit, which I'm fine with. Absolutely fine. Interesting times. Do you have an electric car? How many miles per kilowatt hour does it do? No idea, but this one does 5. And in the summer it does about 5.6 miles per kilowatt hour. Now, I'm not an EV advocate. I only bought this car, well, it's not bought, it's PCP'd. Let's understand, the PCP car, you don't own it. The bank owns it. It's like a rental, and I paid no deposit for the PCP agreement, so I only pay £190 a month. No deposit, which works out perfectly financially for what it was purchased for the job it was purchased for. So, it really is interesting times. What do you think is going to happen? Is £1.90 for a litre of diesel the new baseline price? And that's how it's going to be forever? It doesn't look like the issues between America, Israel and the Middle East are going to get resolved anytime soon. Or am I wrong? I'm happy to be wrong. I hope I am being wrong. I hate to be the voice of doom. Yeah? The only godsend is this just makes sense from a car perspective. Of course I'd like a big electric Range Rover at 2 miles per kilowatt hour. Of course I'd love something like that. But that's just wasting money from my perspective. Yeah. In fact, when I went down to Birmingham, the guy that I went to see, who owns a fully electric Lexus, was looking at my Dacia Spring, and we were talking about it and the performance and how much it costs, balanced against his Lexus fully electric, and he was sort of saying that whilst his range is some 300 miles, it doesn't, the costs associated to having this Lexus were astronomical compared to the Dacia Spring. And he couldn't wait to get rid of the Lexus because it was costing so much. And that's a PCP agreement as well. Ironic. What do you think? An interesting world. Remember, take everything that I say with a pinch of salt. Yeah? So, I hate to be the voice of doom, but based on what's come out in the news today, it looks like the future is not so well defined. So I suspect the flow of fertilizer, gas, oil, etc. through the Straits of Hormuz is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Therefore, we live in a new world. And I'm sure that the Saudi Arabia and Qatar and things like that are looking to create a new pipe or feed or canal to the western side of Saudi Arabia. I don't know. What do you think? To get rid of this problem of Iran having a chokehold on the Straits of Hormuz. What do you think? I would be doing that. I wouldn't let this control me in the future. Thank God we've got the Dacia Spring. At how much did that journey cost? £5.20 to do 90 miles. I don't think that's so bad. And I think I calculated it out. Let's have a quick look. Just let me tell you how much a gallon of diesel is now. So, if you've got this far, I suspect not. So £1.90 times 4.55 litres equals £8.65 for a gallon of diesel. So £1.55, this is for petrol, times 4.55, number of litres in a gallon. £7.05 for a gallon of petrol. These prices are really getting astronomical. Now, if this problem doesn't get solved in the Middle East with Iran, Israel, America, if it doesn't get solved, then the prices are going to come through to our food stores, and this is the second wave of the cost of living. It's such a sad situation. I always said UFOs have never come to this planet because the planet's full of idiots. Do you agree on that statement? Drive safely, ride safely. Hope you're having a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.